everybody, this is Betsy Veldman and I am hosting this week's Make It Monday challenge for Papertrey Ink. And I'm playing around with my sentiment stamps again today, and I have a technique for creating focal point sentiments by combining your stamps along with some alphabet dies. So let's get started. Alright, so I'm starting off with some rustic cream cardstock, and this is a 3 3/4 by 5 1/4 inch block of cardstock, and I'm using the Love Lives Here holiday stamp set today, and the sentiment that I chose is this Hang Your Heart at Home for Christmas sentiment. You'll notice it's kind of a smaller sentiment. It's not real big. Probably wouldn't be considered something you would use as a focal point on your card. But we're going to create a focal point from this sentiment. So you just need some basic things to do this technique. You need to first of all choose your sentiment, and then you just need some scotch tape. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start off by masking off everything except for that hang your. The words hang your is the only thing I'm going to stamp first of all. So you can see here where I've covered up everything else with the scotch tape. This is just an easy way to mask off the rest of my sentiment. So you can see I've got ink all over that scotch tape, but all I have to do is just pull that off of there and set it aside. So now the only portion of my sentiment that is inked are the words hang your, and I'm going to just go ahead and stamp that right about there. And I'm using some true black ink there. And then you want to be sure that you clean your stamp really well, because when we use this stamp again, we are going to be stamping the rest of the sentiment, and we don't want some ink smudges. Alright, so here I have some die cut letters. I die cut the word heart from the script alphabet dies. These are the lowercase dies. And instead of using that word on the stamp, I'm going to substitute it with these die cuts. These were die cut from some pure poppy stripe paper, and I'm using my favorite liquid glue to adhere these. This is how I always adhere tiny die cuts. This is scrappy glue, and it has a really fine tip on it. I find it really easy to get that glue right where I want it, but you can use your favorite method. Maybe you like a glue pen or a Xyron. That's totally up to you, whatever works for you. So I'm just going to go ahead and adhere these all in place. When I use this technique, I usually play around on scrap paper before I actually do it on my project. That way I can play around with the placement of the sentiment, because when you're masking portions of it off and kind of breaking it up that way, you can definitely lay it out however you want. Alright, so now I'm going to take that same sentiment stamp, and this time I'm going to use the scotch tape to mask off the other portion of the sentiment. I'm going to mask off the words hang your heart, and we're only going to be stamping the part that says at home for Christmas. Alright, so there, once again, I'm just going to pull off that inked up tape and set it aside. And then I can position this wherever I want. I'm going to line it up right underneath my die cut letters. And now you can see how I've taken a smaller sentiment, like I said, that wouldn't have normally been used probably as a focal point on your card, but I've by incorporating the die cuts, it now takes center stage. Alright, and now I have another stamp on my block, and this is the little I don't know, it's like a hanging thread stitches. It's also from the Love Lives Here holiday collection, and I'm going to stamp that right under the T, almost as if we're going to hang something from that T. And then I'm going to take these little pine branches. This is also from the Love Lives Here set, and I'm going to stamp those using some ripe avocado ink. And you can see how I'm just double stamping here without re-inking. Gives me lots of depth and dimension. Alright, now I have some hearts that I have prepared already. These are from the Heart Print set. It's a little polka dot, and I've also die cut those with the coordinating dies. Did that ahead of time just to kind of speed up the process here today. And I'm going to take one of those and adhere it with some foam. I'm going to put it right at the bottom of that string that we stamped. And then I'm going to create a dimensional accent here with the second one by folding it in half. And I'm going to take my liquid glue again, just put a little bit of glue right along that fold line, and then just adhere it to the first. Alright, now we're going to add a little bit more stamping. I'm going to take that same little branch and just add a little accent up here to the top of my H. Again, just double stamping that. And then I have a small heart, again from Love Lives Here Holiday. There's a couple different size hearts in this set, and we're going to use those as some accents as well. I'm going to stamp the smaller one here up the top of my H by those little branches using pure poppy ink. And then I'm going to take the pine bough. This is also from Love Lives Here. It's kind of a garland image, and I'm going to stamp that up along the top edge of my card using that same double stamping method to get lots of dimension. And alright, and then I'm going to go back in with some pure poppy ink and those heart images, just add some little detail up here. And go back with the larger of the two hearts and do the same thing. Alright, almost there. I'm going to add a few more finishing touches. I have a corner rounder here. I'm going to round my bottom corners. And then I have a couple more hearts, also from, just like the red ones, from the Heart Prints. And these were stamped in fine linen ink, and I'm going to attach those with a little mini clothespin up here at the top, just as a fun accent. And then I have a little bow that I've made out of some pure poppy twine. And I'm just going to put a little dot of liquid adhesive on the back side and attach that to my clothespin. You could definitely do like I did here and use alphabet dies. You could also use larger alphabet stamps or alphabet stickers, whatever you have in your stash. It doesn't have to be die cuts, just use what you have on hand. And now I'm going to go ahead and adhere our finished panel to a ripe avocado cardstock base, and I'm adhering it with foam tape. It just pops up that layer and also gives a little bit of room because of my clothespin that I have clipped onto the top. Alright, and just go ahead and I'm going to adhere that right to the card base, and that's it. That's all there is to it. Well, this has been Betsy Veldman for Papertrey Inks. Make It Monday. Thanks for joining me. I can't wait to see what you guys do with this technique this week and see what kind of fun ideas you apply to it.